right, Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to the Cigar Hustlers podcast, episode 316. Welcome to the Cigar Hustlers podcast, the number one cigar podcast with the world's famous cast, where we bring you the latest news and insights into the world of premium cigars. In this episode, we dive into the big stories of the week. The King, Mike Stepankevich, and Director of Social Media for Cigar Hustler, Mike BDP Palmer, are two dynamic individuals who co-host the captivating Cigar Hustlers podcast. And me, I'm Phil. So grab your favorite smoke, sit back, and join us for another exciting episode of the Cigar Hustlers podcast.
Switch the cameras.
Now go to camera 2.
There you go.
There you go. All right,
I
we
don't
have
know what I'm doing, so...
Yeah, well, Phil never does.
Phil, I got to tell you, I don't know if you took your multivitamins this morning or whatever, whatever's different. That had to be the most captivating intro that we have done in the history of this podcast.
You know, this little microphone thing's not bad.
Yeah.
Without the big arm thing.
Now we're going back to that.
We might go back to these.
Now you're going back to that.
Maybe.
After all this time?
All this time. Because, I mean, you can see me. I'm looking through your equipment.
Yeah.
Huh. We might.
Okay. Camera 1, camera 2. Did you have like?
Did you guys give me a cigar or no?
No.
We don't. I don't ever get cigars.
I gave you a cigar.
I don't ever get cigars.
I gave you a cigar upstairs.
Can somebody send me some cigars?
Jerry sent Phil cigars. Didn't send us any. He just sent them to Jerry.
Some hats, cigars, anything. Just send me anything, please.
Yeah. I'm reading them the riot act in the in like we have a down to her group chat with me, Gio. I guess you're not in.
I guess I'm not in it.
You're not part of it. You're not part of it.
No, I'm not part of that.
I'm going to add you right now.
Oh,
to it.
Just so I know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to keep you.
Because when they talk to me, they do tell me, "Hey, we were talking to Mikey the other day," and I'm like, "Oh,
right,
okay."
I'm going to add you right now.
Is Phil part of the group chat?
Yep, it's me, Jerry, and Gio, and
Phil.
Yep.
Oh, Mike.
I'm going to add Mike Palmer. Done. Now you're in it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, people.
So I asked for a hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand they at Phil's house.
Apparently it was shipped to them, and I'm fucking livid about this.
Oh, because they went to Phil's house?
Yeah, because I've wanted to give this guy this hat
right
forever. Like before Christmas.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I would know I wasn't part of the group chat.
And I'm like, well, this wasn't a part of the group chat.
Oh.
This is like I reached out to Jerry personally.
Oh, I got you.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna send it. I said it's funny. If I fucking operated like that when you guys needed something, and I had to handle,
I sent the check pretty quick.
You guys would lose your fucking mind.
Yes, that's true.
So, the fuck is this about, man? So, as we're going back and forth, they have little smart comments to respond.
Yes,
and I said, "I'll remember that when I need to send you your next check."
Oh.
All of a sudden, not feeling it. Slight delay.
They do have 4 feet of snow up there now, but that doesn't cover them Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hadn't gotten mail. When I talked to Jerry over the weekend, they have not received mail in 4 days.
It's been over a month.
Well, no, that does not excuse the December because they just got the snow.
Imagine shipping an order. Imagine placing an order for a product
yes.
or
Oh, and it doesn't. We'll send it.
I've been really busy.
I'm so busy.
So much going on.
So much going on.
So many crackheads that I got to arrest. Right, Phil?
That will be on the board, by the way. Okay, don't talk for a minute. Can we just get a clean laugh real quick there, Phil? Perfect.
That's amazing. So we got a couple things that we want to cover really quick, and then we're going to do an interview here.
Yes, we have the Cigar Guys. Cigar Boys?
Yeah.
Cigar Guys?
I don't know.
I don't know. I better figure that out before they get
the
here.
Albanians. The Albanian mafia.
Only one of them apparently is Albanian.
Oh, yeah? The other ones are by injection?
I don't know.
So, first of all,
yes.
went to the Bucks game.
Yes. What are you smoking?
Aroma de Cuba Reserva.
Oh. That's a new one from the blue box? No, because it's purple.
I don't know. Rep's upstairs.
Oh, yeah, he fist bumped me. Didn't have a cigar in his hand.
Weasel game, homie. What's up?
Yeah, I don't really like much of his stuff.
So, so the Bucks game was fantastic.
Yeah.
Had a fucking amazing
You took the doctor, I saw?
I took the doctor. So I reached out to him last week and I said, hey, listen, we didn't go to a Bucks game. I didn't know if I was going to go to this game.
Right. Yeah, well, that's right. You had talked about that.
Yeah, I was back and forth about going.
Right.
And for whatever reason, it clicked in my head that I haven't gone to a game with Chris. And that's kind of a thing. Like, I like to bring him.
Haven't you? You have before. You just met
like
recently.
this season.
Oh, gotcha.
So I messaged him like, hey, we didn't go to a Bucks game this season. You want to go? And he's like, oh, let me see if I can make that work. Right. and then I told him to bring his son. I told him to bring Landon. So Landon's not a huge football guy.
Yeah, shocker.
I'll tell you right now, after that game, he's a football fan.
Is he?
Oh my God, what an amazing game.
Was he sitting next to you?
Yeah. So Jax was one further down.
Oh,
Jax
okay.
likes to go all the way to the left because usually they throw beads and stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
And he likes to dry bag for the tchotchkes. Yeah.
Weasel.
Yeah. So we made
Tchotchke weasel.
he's a tchotchke weasel.
Right.
So we made the television.
I saw the photos.
So there was a camera there.
That's why I asked you if Landon was on your other side, because there is
Yeah.
one photo of from the thing. There's one photo where Landon is yelling. He's yelling like you and Chris are yelling.
Yeah.
Then there's another one where he looks extremely scared, looking up at you.
He shouldn't be scared. He's on my side.
I know, but you're
with me,
You're
buddy.
very passionate.
I am very passionate.
You
I'm
might
very
have scared him a
passionate
little at
individual.
the thing, with the gorilla yell and the beating of the chest and stuff.
Yeah, but there was no beating on the chest. There was no gorilla yelling.
I'm not sure if I like this. I can't decide.
But Chris was. I don't like him. But Chris was pumped. He had a great time.
Oh yeah, he looked
And-
like he's bulked up some since I saw him last.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just the shirt.
Maybe the
Yeah.
jersey with a hoodie under it.
Yeah,
Ah.
I think he was layered.
Gotcha.
So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, man, we had an awesome time. And this camera comes up to us as they score their last touchdown and
Mhm.
stuff. And Chris doesn't even see the camera. He's just
Yelling,
losing
anyway.
his mind. He's a huge Bucks fan. So I see the camera, and then the camera goes away, and I go, "We may be on TV. Like we'll know in a second."
Ah,
And then a few minutes later, all of a sudden the texts start coming
your
in.
phone starts going.
Hey, are you at the game? Are you at the game? Are you at the game? Text messages,
Right.
Instagram, Facebook message, all of it. I'm like, yeah.
I don't remember who got the photo, but that was nice of him to do that.
Who got the photo?
Somebody took a photo of the TV with you on it. That's what I saw, and put it on
Oh,
Facebook
yeah,
and tagged you.
Yeah.
There's 3 photos.
Yeah. And
Oh no, there's a video and 2 photos.
Brittany put the video up.
Oh, I didn't see hers.
I didn't realize all those people tagged on me. I need your
Yes, I
lighter. I'm a terrible person. Phil, sorry to hear about your Dolphins, buddy.
Well, that's the way it goes.
He kept saying Saturday night he was cold.
He was cold.
No, that's why they lost.
They
That's
got
why-
ripped off. They should
they
have
were
canceled the game.
It should
They
have
should
been.
have canceled.
It should have been in warm,
they should-
temperate level.
Yep. It should have been perfect situation
Yeah.
with all the healthy players.
And they
And
they
I
would've won.
think we may have possibly could have won.
Oh.
Possibly.
Mm.
that would have been that would have been delicious.
Yeah, it's okay because I'm selling all my Dolphin gear.
Oh, you are?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have a jersey for sale if anybody wants it.
What is it? Does it say Phil on it, or what's it say?
Yeah, it's industry. It says
it says
industry on the back. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're gonna miss that. Who are you gonna root for now?
Well, I'll probably just I don't know. I'll probably go for the Lions, most likely.
Yeah. Oh, the Lions.
Yeah. Chet, my buddy. He really likes those
He's
guys.
a big
you know.
Lions
Yeah,
fan?
he's from Detroit and stuff. So
And you want to
Oh,
support
it's nice.
Chet?
yeah. I mean, because the Bucks are good. They don't need another one. So we'll give it to Detroit.
Detroit definitely needs one. I can tell you that much. So there's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about it briefly
Okay.
because I need to give you time
To do whatever it is that you're about to mention.
to kind of process it
Okay.
because you're not going to like this.
Oh, great.
So
Oh, then I have something to announce too. But go ahead. Sorry, I wanted to put that up in my head so I would
Go ahead.
remember. No. You go ahead.
No,
What are you doing?
I got mine. Go ahead.
Oh, apparently, after a year,
Yeah.
Patreon starts deleting back up. We had a full year up there, and now they're making room on their servers, so they take the old ones down.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on to the Patreon people, just so you know why they're disappearing.
Well, we need to regulate that anyways. We need to bring that down.
Yes.
So I would prefer.
You would prefer. Well, they're doing it anyway. They're doing so many at a time, and so.
All right. Well,
because we had them up from February of last year, and now it's almost February.
Did we do the thank you for the Patreon thing at the beginning of this?
No, we didn't, because we jumped right in. I can do it on the other half if you want.
Oh, okay.
We jumped right into it. This is thrown together very quickly.
So the reality is that we're gonna keep like 5 episodes.
Right? Yeah, they would prefer that anyway. I think so. They're getting quite big. Their new website looks amazing.
We want to, it's just the reality of things.
Right.
We don't want to have full access to that. We say some shit on there.
We haven't in a long time, though. We used to. We used to all the time.
First of all, if there's over a year worth of data on that thing right now, there's definitely some shit that we've said on there, without question. Bro,
problem is we put 2 shows up every week.
Yeah.
So it's double.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So listen.
Yes.
Half Wheel announces the general consensus.
Yes.
And you have worked all year.
Well, I stopped halfway through.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. So I looked at the rules.
Right.
And if you own a retail shop,
right,
you're not allowed to be part of the consensus.
Oh, well, then we couldn't anyway.
So I reached out to Charlie. Right. I said, hey, why aren't, like Palmer's been working on this. I knew you were working on it. I didn't know that you stopped. I said, Palmer's been working on this. If I'm excluded from it, like he could remove me from the data. Would you consider still doing?
Well, they're about to announce it, so wouldn't it be too late to send it to them?
No, you have until 20th to submit it.
Oh,
I said, would you consider? And he goes, no. I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. Why? Like, why? And without naming names, he's like, well, I've had things in the past where, there are other media sources that make their own cigars, whatever, and they wind up ranking theirs obviously high, and
right.
And I said, okay. I mean, I guess I kind of see your point. Like, I mean, for me, my cigars are the best.
Right.
I feel that way. I believe in them. So yeah, I'm going to rank them high.
I don't think we did many. We probably did every time.
I said that we skipped them. I said we didn't. I'm pretty sure we didn't review ours, but it's still fucked. Even if we were removed ours,
right?
That's fucked up. Like, that ain't right. Why would I remove mine if I thought that mine were the fucking best?
True.
And then I said, well, I don't mean to nitpick here, but if we're looking at general consensus of people,
right, and
we want an unbiased opinion.
Well, is it people or other? It's all the shows.
The shows or whatever.
Right.
Are these shows taking marketing money from other?
Oh, good point.
Because couldn't that potentially make a biased decision?
Sure.
I would say probably 80 or 90% of the time.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to low score your sponsor.
The dude is paying you,
right?
So I don't understand how, and I guess maybe we can just end the conversation here. But I didn't know if you wanted to have time to retort. But I don't understand how we are excluded in that scenario. But these other guys can be included, no problem, right, even though they're being funded by.
Makes sense, right? They're being funded. We're not being funded.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody.
Right.
Right.
So, if I had a top 10, I mean, first of all, I gave out my top 10.
You did your top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that was just me. But that isn't our general consensus from our Patreon.
No.
That isn't the score of 3 of us smoking a cigar together and coming to a conclusion.
Right.
And we're excluded.
So what was his final decision?
No. The answer is no. Yeah. But I was fighting for you. I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Because you thought I went to all the work.
Yeah.
It became too much with everything else I had going on, and it was something that just went to the side.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's, it's awesome if they would have included it.
Right.
Great. Because,
Do they label the vote, or do they say who all voted, or just from the consensus of the media people? I don't remember how he does it.
I don't think so. So I can tell you that the general consensus will show some Roma. I can tell you the general consensus will show some Saka.
Right.
Saka will be high again. And I think that
he got their customer choice or whatever the hell it was
on Dojo.
Yeah. No. He did on Half Wheel.
Oh, And then I think that
Micarita Black, I believe.
you'll sprinkle in a few Tatuajes here and there. And the consensus will continue to be the same thing over and over again every single year.
So these are the ones that other shows have rated.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Has anybody reviewed any of your cigars last year? Somebody had to, didn't they?
I'm sure some people did.
I think Developing Palates did.
Yeah, but we kind of fell to the wayside. Like I did that post this week. Say, hey, listen, don't worry about it. If someone, if we're not acknowledged, it's okay.
You made number 13 on Mitchell's Santiago or whatever his name is from Smoking Tobacco.
Oh, Mitchell Santiago? Matthew Tobacco?
No, not him. The other guy on the show, Mitchell.
Oh. I like
number
Mitchell.
13. Yeah.
Mitchell, you're all right.
You're Connecticut.
Well, look at that.
I tagged you.
I don't know.
But it was at 3 o'clock this morning when I saw it.
75,000 tags, too, man.
Well, you think you at least see mine.
If you just bring it to my attention, that'd be great.
Well, that's what I just did.
I do my best. I do my best.
I just did that.
I try and repost as many things as possible when people are smoking Postania.
Right.
I do.
We are quite busy with it. People tag us every time they smoke a Postania.
I love it.
They tag me, you, B-Dog, I think maybe Chet, Edka, everybody.
Please don't stop. I love it.
Oh, no, don't stop. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining by any means.
Tag industry, too.
Tag industry. Cigar hustler industry.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. I couldn't believe that was removed from the equation for the general consensus.
It was just a way for them to remove us. Nobody likes us.
No, I don't think that it was us. I think that
we're the only one that it affected.
No.
Who else?
It didn't. I'm not going to put somebody on blast like that.
Well, what other show?
I'll put them on blast on the Patreon. There are other shows, buddy.
Yeah, but what other shows are retailers?
They exist.
Well, maybe I don't watch them.
What?
Maybe I just don't watch those shows.
No, I mean, I think that you're just missing. You are well aware of who they are.
Oh,
you're just not thinking.
Just not thinking
of
it. Gotcha.
So,
all right, I don't like this now. Too many wires.
It's very interesting. That was it. You loved it for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I like that you can see me, but it's too much. It may just matter getting used to. And I don't have my pan because this was set up for the second portion of the show.
What pan? What's a pan?
My frying pan.
Oh.
I set it up for them.
That's not a frying pan.
No, they don't get to use my pots and pans.
They don't get to use your pots.
They don't get to fuck with my pots and pans.
They don't get to fuck with your pots and
my pan is over there with the industry today.
Industry? You mean Phil?
Phil, yeah. Sorry, Phil.
Did you red light today?
I did, matter of fact.
You did?
Yes. It was long because I lost track. Because I was waiting on Jet to show up.
It was extra red light.
Yeah.
Skin looks great.
Do you wear eye protection when you do yours?
I do.
It says to, but I don't. Like my wife's got that mask.
Yeah.
She can't wear eye protection, so I figure, what's the difference? I mean, there's eye holes cut in.
Yeah, but that's not direct contact into her eyes.
Well, it's, this far away.
You probably don't want to do that.
Figured I'm old. When my eyes gonna get worse?
You should just wear sunglasses or something.
Well, they sent safety glasses.
So wear the sunglasses.
But I can't see the phone and the TV that I piddle around with while I'm doing.
Just take a nap. Naps are good.
Yeah, but I do it in the morning after I work out.
Okay.
Right before I leave, actually.
Why do you do it before you work out?
Because I have a set system set up now of everything that I do, and I have to do it in order because that's the way I work.
That's how it works?
That's the way I work.
Interesting.
You do your little punchy thing now, don't you?
Yes, for the last 3 weeks I've been doing the punchy thing. Yes.
What is the punchy thing?
It's it's the thing that you hang on the wall and you follow the lights and you punch where the light is. So it's a hand-eye coordination thing, and it's got to be doing something to my shoulders but I don't punch it really hard.
No.
Yeah, they say you're not supposed to.
You don't have to.
It'll beat it through the wall.
Yeah, you don't want to break it.
Right.
But you're down like 20 pounds?
I am down 20 pounds.
You announced it. You made it Facebook official. You announced it on Facebook.
I figured that way I'll keep going. The COVID was a nice jump start to the
COVID? When you were sick?
When I was sick. Because I wasn't eating, so it was a nice little jump start on the weight loss.
Get you going.
I just kept it up. Yeah, started adding the exercise and the eating better. My problem was when I'd get done here in the afternoon, I would snack almost from the minute I walked in the house till dinner.
Right. And now you don't do that?
Now I don't do that. No.
New year, new you, buddy.
That's right. That's what I'm trying. Maybe I can live another 5-6 years.
Get another 5 out of it.
Yeah, maybe another 5.
Like
before the mind goes. Because that's hereditary. And both parents have it. It's in the cards, I think.
We got to get Phil on the
red light?
On the diet regimen and
the diet would be good.
Yeah.
Right, just too small.
I can I like dieting as long as I can have a bowl of spaghetti and like a couple subs.
Oh, high carb diet.
High carbs.
It's a high
I can't.
carb
I
diet?
can't do all that skinny dieting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, my bones are bigger than you guys'. I just got bigger bones.
Bigger bones?
Yeah, big bones.
I'm a larger baby.
My mother used to say that to me.
You're larger, maybe?
You have big bones.
You have big bones.
And then I saw it on South Park growing up that I'm like, when Carmen said, I'm not fat, I'm big bone.
Right?
I'm like, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You bitch, you lied to me.
Oh, because Carmen's fat. So,
Right. Cartman.
Carmen. So your wife had a birthday over the weekend.
Indeed, she did.
I did miss your post with the
Happy birthday.
the Britney face that you do every year.
Yeah, is that on her birthday?
It's her birthday. Or is it your anniversary?
I think it's more anniversary.
Oh, it could be anniversary.
So
I was thinking it was birthday.
my birthday one is always like half-assed. It's always happy birthday.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I wanted her to have a good birthday.
She seemed to.
Yeah. But like you always worry.
Right.
You know?
Sure. Yeah, every guy worries
Throughout the course of it.
Right.
So a couple things happened. So all the kids gave her little gifts.
Right.
Jerry's trying to call me. Are we linked here?
I don't know if you're linked.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Calm down. I'm linking right now. Are you there?
I'm here, buddy.
You're on the podcast. This is Jerry from Down to Her podcast.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Is it only in one ear on you?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. We were just talking shit about you earlier and how you failed to send me my fucking hat.
You don't have it in your hands right now?
No.
Boots didn't bring your hat?
I don't know where Boots is.
He's not here.
Phil's here.
Phil?
Phil, say hi.
Phil? Oh, Phil's there.
Hey, Jerry. Hey.
See, there's Phil.
Who is that, like Beavis and Butthead, dude? That's a terrible impression.
That's Phil. That's Phil. Don't be so mean to my Phil. That's the real Phil.
Well, Phil should have your hat.
Mhm.
I sent you guys all stuff. I thought I was being nice.
Yeah.
But here I am, a degenerate on the spectrum.
Yeah. A month later, you sent my hat to somebody else at a different location other than this place, and I don't have it still. It's hurtful.
I'm sorry.
It hurts. It
Could
hurts
be
my
another
heart.
month before it shows up.
Yeah, it could.
Baker Mayfield's got you on some next level shit, bro.
Who's that? What?
Baker Mayfield's got you on some next level shit.
He's a fantastic quarterback. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm in.
You're in, yeah. You're definitely in, bro. He's got you all motivated.
No, he doesn't have me motivated. I think that the road ends for him in Detroit. I think that I called Detroit at the beginning of the year. They're a fantastic team. They have an amazing offense, most creative offense in the league, and a fucking coach that's just bar none. He has huge.
Our
huge
coach
balls.
worships Al Qaeda, so.
Does he? That came out.
You didn't hear about the Sean McDermott thing?
No, I can't be bothered with what goes on in Buffalo other than what's the Down to Her podcast.
Oh, dude, we got absolutely fucking shit pumped by fucking snow this weekend. It's still fucking snowing here.
Yeah.
Like 4.5 feet. And then secondly, to get back to Sean McDermott, it came out, he said he was talking about communication and how communication is key if you guys want to be successful. And then he made some comparisons to, I'm not saying it was right, but Al Qaeda only had 12 guys in America and they were able to crash a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
So communication is key. So this whole now there's this whole big joke that Sean McDermott is now 6-0 since he came out saying he worships Al Qaeda.
Well,
every week it gets
got it.
funnier and funnier.
Got it. Well, I mean, it's really good to have
It's getting more funny to me. I don't know.
It's really good.
I'm out of snowflake.
It's really good to have a coach that chooses his words wisely. Goes to show you the type of culture that's going on in
He's going
Buffalo.
to sit on the sidelines and clap.
Sidelines and clap. Who does that?
He just stands on the sideline every play. They show him, and he's just clapping on the sideline.
Who does?
Always clapping.
Who does that?
The coach you guys are
Sean
talking about.
McDermott.
Sean
Oh.
McDermott.
He's a clapper.
Sean McClappy.
Maybe his hands are just always cold.
Yeah, he's just very clappy.
Maybe he has the clap.
All right, well, we're gonna go finish this podcast.
Finish it up, boys.
I'll
Give me a call after, Mike.
All right, buddy. Love you, bud.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was Jerry from Down to Her.
Jerry from down there.
So it was not your wife that calls every week. Apparently now it's Jerry.
Now Jerry likes to check
Now
in.
Jerry likes to check in
Yeah.
every Monday.
So yeah, no, but the birthday party went great. I think that it went well. I made sure that I wanted the kids to get her a little something.
Right.
I got a little gift, and it was hard to figure out where we were going to go. Like you asked the question, "Hey, where do you want to go?"
Right, where are we going?
I'm like, "Fuck!" Listen, I don't have a lot of because her birthday's so close to after Christmas.
Right.
It's like if we don't book something and square this thing, like, isn't though I'm stuck holding the bag here. I look like a fucking idiot.
Right.
Like I don't want to. I want to make sure that you have a good birthday. So, and then Teddy, my 4-year-old daughter,
Yes.
she says, "I want to do decorations for Mommy's birthday."
Oh, at the house.
Where are the decorations? And I'm like, "Fuck." Should have done.
There's no
I
decoration.
should have done the decorations. So, in a short time span,
Yes.
I whipped it all together. I fucking put decorations up. I had the team, man. The team came through. Jax, Justice, even Teddy.
Oh.
We made a ton of balloons. We had, it was great.
Where was Mommy when this was going on?
Mommy was busy. Mommy had
Out of the house?
Yeah, Mommy was out of the house for about 2 hours.
Oh, plenty of time.
Plenty of time to pick up the stuff.
Right.
And-
Pick it up and
Oh
decorate.
yeah,
Oh, well,
I
that's,
went
that's
hard.
a little tight.
I went hard in the paint.
A little tight. Wait until the last minute.
Not only that, vacuumed, mopped. The whole place was fucking immaculate.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Johnny on the spot, bro. It was awesome.
Good for you.
So it went well.
Good.
Do you have anything else to add before we roll out?
No.
Yeah, Phil.
Phil, anything you want to
Before
add?
we go, before we jump into the interview,
You want to put that sandwich down? You're getting food on the computer.
No, I'm good, guys.
You got a pizza coming later?
Oh, I got 2 large pizzas.
Oh, good.
Pineapple, pepperoni.
you like
I'm
pizza?
salivating over here.
Those pizzas.
Yeah,
Salivating.
apparently.
Yeah, that must be a dolphin thing.
And bowls of spaghetti.
Oh,
Bowls of
Bowls.
spaghetti.
he's carb loading for the
Pastas.
workout,
Yeah,
for his afternoon workout.
yeah.
I'm big bone, so I got to feed the bones.
Big bone.
Big
Big bone.
Lots of bones.
Big bone.
Lots of bones.
Yes. All right.
Delicious.
Loves that spaghetti.
Delicious.
Sounds exactly the same.
I might change that one too.
Incredible. All right. Well, hey,
All right, next up is the cigar fellas. I don't know what
that's
the
the interview.
interview. Stay tuned for the interview. It'll be up next.
These poor guys. We've kicked them back so many times. We're sorry.
I know. We're very sorry.
We're horrible people.
Let's just cancel.
We're not canceling.
All right, bye.
All right. So, gentlemen, go ahead and let's start with just introducing yourselves, and we'll get that going.
All right.
Who are you? And what is this?
All right, guys. So my name is Alex. I'm sitting here with
Jared Burrows.
Burrows. We are from the Cigar Guys podcast. We have a podcast about cigars, obviously. We talk about whiskey sometimes. Kind of like these guys, you know the drill. We bring on guests from the industry. Sometimes we go off tangents. We go talk about crazy stuff. We also have a cigar called the Besa cigar, which we'll be smoking and talking about today. But I wanted to thank you guys for having us on and letting us hang out with you.
I mean, dude, we've been trying to get you on for a little bit now.
It's been a minute, yeah.
It's 4 times we've rescheduled these guys.
It's going to suck. We're going to have to
At
try
least.
and get you on now. That's going to be a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun, yeah.
We'll be down.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing is when we set a schedule, the commitment to something else. I mean, I'm already cringing at some of the things that I got coming up. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, oh my god, I got to do that too.
I feel you.
Like we're going out to Merritt Island. I think at the end of the month, dude.
25th, I believe, a Thursday.
Yeah. So we got to do an event there.
Yeah, shout out to Merritt Island. That's my hometown, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Cape Canaveral Hospital, so
Is it far from here?
an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Take 417 would be even faster though, so like an hour.
Yeah.
Take 417 to get there? Okay, yeah, you go.
Well,
What are you doing out there?
Smoke rings.
Yeah, we got an event, Smoke Rings.
Nice.
Shirtless Mike. Have you guys met them?
I don't think I've met them, but I follow their stuff and keep up with what they're doing. Yeah.
So, I mean, we met. Has it been like a year?
I think. Well, not last time we met, but
No, the first time.
first time we met, it's probably been about a year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you've officially taken some abuse in the cigar industry,
Some.
right? So what's your take on some of that? You know, because I'm pretty open about all of the fuckery that kind of happens.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but it's always kind of cool to see. People don't understand how difficult it is to kind of build and kind of keep going, and then to constantly kind of get no's, and sometimes those no's aren't like a hey, go fuck yourself. You know, it's like a hey, the time isn't right, or whatever the case may be, right? But it still sucks to hear that, right? But I've kind of followed you guys along throughout the year, and I've seen that you're making more progress. And I saw that you guys hit the JR podcast too.
We did, yes.
Yeah,
that was fun. Yeah,
yeah. They seem like pretty cool guys.
Yeah,
and
they're really cool guys. Yeah. They hosted us for the whole day. We did the podcast, and then we did some more videos and stuff with them.
Are they? So they're up in Jersey.
They're up in Jersey. Yeah.
So you've been traveling a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we did. I mean, the way it works for us is if we get, the opportunity to go to a different state, immediately it's like, okay, we have to do as much as we can while we're up there.
Right.
2 birds, 1 stone, 3 birds, 1 stone. Like some guy is trying to get us to go out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I'm like, okay, well, I know these 3 guys. Let's hit them up the same day. Let's try and get everything done while we're there.
Right.
Because you can't waste time, and it's hard to go to all these different states.
Yeah.
Just to go, you got to have a reason. You got to make sure it's worth it.
Right. We have 2 totally different approaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
you guys travel all the time.
You avoid traveling? What do you mean?
He likes to go in and go to one shop and then we leave.
Yeah, I go in and it's surgical as fuck, man. I'll go in and I'll see the one, and people argue with me all the time, like you shouldn't do that. You got to go check in with everybody. I was like, listen, if this person paid for the event, they pay for that.
Yeah, he'll
stuff.
have an event scheduled at one place.
Like I will fly in, we'll go do the thing. I mean, if I had good friends or somebody to get along with, and I have the opportunity to check in and smoke a cigar with them, I will totally do that.
Yeah.
But more often than not, I'm just kind of running and gunning as fast as I possibly can. So I will fly in, we will do the event, and I'm on the next flight out. I'm, like if it's the first thing in the morning or whatever the case may be, I'm gone.
Right.
Sounds like you'd like to schedule out in advance.
Yeah.
It's on the schedule. You're
not always.
Right. Well, there
are times where we'll go, all right, next week we're going to go here.
If it's local or something like that, if we're taking a 3-hour, if somebody needs something that needs attention and they're within a 2 or 3 hour span,
yeah,
I can make that work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, all right, I can fit that in on this upcoming week at this specific time. But then again, we're still not hanging out in that area, bro.
No.
We go and hit that.
And
then we get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So, but I understand the process that you're doing. Like, you want to kind of make contact with retailers, consumers and shit like that and kind of continue to develop, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you did Jersey.
We did, yeah. So we did Jersey. Technically, that was more New York, and then Jersey was just for them.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to New York for a wedding. So that kind of like what I was just saying. So okay, we're going to New York.
Right.
Let's hit up the lounges.
Okay, that's smart.
And then when we were making plans for that wedding, they actually messaged us and they're like, "Hey, we want to do a podcast with you guys. Like, let us know when you're coming up to Jersey." And I'm like, "Oh, well, as a matter of fact, we're going to be there at the end of the month." Right. So it kind of just worked out like that. So things kind of end up falling into place.
Right. You're looking at opportunities and you're expanding, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, like, tell me the fucking worst experience that you've had. You don't have to include the retailer's name,
right,
but like you walked into a store.
We would appreciate it if you did, though.
Yeah, I figured we're
so
out
it was
there.
Cigar Hustler, actually. No.
They're assholes. Almost.
The worst experience. There haven't been really bad experiences. I'm trying to think of what the worst one was.
Because there's been more.
Well, yeah. There's been a few. I would say more annoying, not like catastrophic, but it's just very annoying the way that they responded. And usually it's an arrogance kind of thing, or greater than thou sort of mentality.
Yeah,
and that's enough for me to be like, okay, well, we can just pass over this one. Like, if that's how they're going to be.
Fuck this guy.
Because I like working with people, whether it's on the podcast or whether it's in the cigars. People that first of all are respectful. You're going to get, attitude all the time. Doesn't matter. But people that want to, work with you or whatever the case may be, And if the answer is like not right now or we just can't, that's different. I'll still reach out to them. I'll still keep in touch with them. But if you're just like, I'm good, I don't need anybody. I got 3 cigars in my shop. That's all I need. Then it's like, okay, cool. You do you.
I mean, the ego is rampant in this industry, dude.
Yeah.
I think that it is always difficult to really kind of make. You always try and when a new brand comes along, I think that a combination of things have to occur. Like one is kind of cultivating and building your name, right? And I think that you're definitely already working on that, right? And you're doing a good job because I'm seeing things, right? I'm like, okay, there they are again. Like, oh shit, like okay, right? Like that's a positive for sure. For so many years, I felt like that I was doing that, and I kept doing that, and I would feel good. And like for me, PCA would always fucking knock me down a peg. It's
really?
Like, it's like okay, So you realize how many people actually aren't in tune with you yet, and you're like, all right, I just got to keep going. I got to keep building.
You're saying you realize that it wasn't as great of an impact,
right? Yeah, it's like I'm doing. This is awesome. Exactly. This is fucking awesome. No, things are going great, and then you're like, huh.
No one knows who
they still
am.
Here I sit at PCA and nobody's coming up.
They still have no fucking clue.
Right. I mean, our mentality going to PCA is nobody knows us.
Right.
Like, we have to be 100% honest with that. We'll obviously see people we know
that
recognize us, but 95% of the people, it's going to be a teaching moment. Who are these guys?
So do you have a booth?
We're not doing a booth this year. We're going to go as media and then, kind of do the networking and stuff.
Very sneaky.
Yeah.
But very sneaky.
How many times have you gone?
Me? I have no idea.
Too many.
That many times?
I mean, over 10 years, probably 13 or 14 years at this point. Yeah. But
so we're waiting too for, when it's in Louisiana in 2025.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier to do the booth.
To really get kicked in the teeth.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Get kicked in the teeth. But two, I mean, like we're looking at cost-wise is it going to be worth it to do all that stuff.
More efficient.
Right, exactly. If it's in Louisiana, like I would drive there with all our stuff in a truck. No problem.
Right.
So we're kind of deciding we'll go as media and then,
Yeah. Is this the first year you guys are going to go?
This would be the first one.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
It'll be a great experience for you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The first year that I went, I remember it. Like it was, that's the one part I remember like it was yesterday. You walking like, holy shit.
Everything's new to you.
Yeah. Look at this place. This is amazing. Like all these cigars and like everything is just fucking ginormous. Now it's dumbed down over the years. It's, booths are a little bit smaller and stuff. But there's still a lot of magnitude to it, right?
For sure, yeah.
Now I just walk around and yell at the people who are my friends and give them a hard time and harass Nick Malillo and shit like that.
Yeah, it's more fun now.
I mean, to some degree. For me, I hate going. Mm-hmm. I don't like being away from my family for 5 days or 6 days or whatever. Like, there's a long period of time, and there's setup, and like I'm never satisfied with the turnout, even if there's positive growth and development, and like there are always positives from it. Mm-hmm. But I always leave feeling like, I don't know, I could have done more, or something else could have happened, or some shit like that.
But if you didn't go, there'd be like a negative drawback, right?
Oh yeah.
So you have to go.
Yeah, if you don't go, you're not. As my friend Rocky Patel says, you're not relevant. Like he's as he dropped that bomb on you. It shows. You want to contribute. Right. You want to be a part of that. And, like you hope that also turns into sales and more notoriety.
You don't want to feel like you're wasting time going there just to like stay relevant.
Right. Yeah. Right. And then, you see a lot of the people that go there just to get shit-faced and gamble and all this other stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm fucking killing myself. And, you're kind of showing up middle of the day from a hangover the night before or whatever. Shout out to Pete Hernandez.
I was thinking Pete.
See, they just gotta learn to stay drunk the whole time. That way, they're not hungover.
Well, Pete has a tendency to say some really dumb shit.
Once he gets liquored up, he likes to insult people. Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Do you know who Pete is?
Pete from who?
Pete Hernandez.
So he does the tatuaje and all those other things.
Yeah. Not when he's drunk, but
bro, you're in for
a major treat. I'll get to meet him for real.
A major treat. Like. A lot of times he says he's not going to be drinking, but he usually drinks, and it's pretty fantastic. So you got to tell me the retail story, man. So because you just kind of dumbed it down. Like I could tell you here. I'll give you one.
Okay.
All right. So
it'll jog my memory.
All right. So I walked into one when we were just kind of getting going, probably maybe year 2 or year 3, and The place looked like fucking circa 1970.
Mhm.
It had like plaid fucking curtains,
Okay.
like a ridiculously brown carpet, and
Like a pub almost, like a
yeah, but it was
dark.
well lit.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was.
That might have made it worse, actually.
I actually think it did make it worse. And it was open concept humidor,
Oh, okay.
which I mean, I always have a question with that.
Yeah.
But whatever, you do what you want to do as a retailer. And this guy, he goes to start telling me about pretty much how accomplished and how great he is in this industry.
Okay.
I'm there for about 2 hours. I think I saw 3 people walk into the store.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody said like, "Hey, Earl," or whatever the fucking guy's name was. Like, nobody was excited to see him. And then he hits me with, "The only way I'm going to sell your product is if you let me co-sign it, and then you give me terms."
Okay.
So like,
Wow.
So
So what kind of terms?
Well, he wants 30 days.
Oh, okay.
But he wants to be able to sell it. Report to me is that what he sold, and then give me like the percentage on the sale.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I'm good. I was just getting going. Like I said, it was probably like year 2 or year 3.
You have to do that too. You have to be able to walk away.
You got to say no, man. You got to say no. Like, no matter if a retailer feels that you're desperate and they're a shady fuck, dude, they're going to take your lunch, man.
Yeah.
Without question.
I will say that when we were first getting started, this might have been even right before we came to you guys. There was a guy that we went to, and it was just this was more annoying. It was his attitude. And he basically talked to us a little bit. He was like, "Oh, introductions, whatever." And I told him about the cigar, and he was like, and this is one of the guys that has 3-4 brands, like not exaggerating. He has very little inventory.
Right.
They do mostly like roll their own cigars kind of thing.
Okay.
So he's like, so his attitude, so his attitude was like, "I'm going to give you guys a shot and I'm going to help you out."
Right.
He kept saying that. And he's
boy.
So he's like, "What's the blend?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, it's Ecuadorian bottle wrapper, a Sumatra binder, Nicaraguan Dominican filler." He's like, "Okay, but do you know the leaves?" And I'm like, well, yeah, I know like the actual blend.
Right.
And he's like, "Well, what is it?" And I'm like,
Not going to tell you.
"Well, I don't. We haven't decided if we want to give out all this information yet." And he's like, "Well, you gotta be able to tell me. Like, I gotta be able to sell it."
Like, what is he talking about as far as a leaf?
Like the actual leaf, like
wait, what?
the name and what year it's from, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Like for example, like you have Gonzalez 98 or something like that.
Okay.
Like what the actual leaf is.
That's cute.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm like, I mean, I know I have the formula, but like, I don't just share it with anyone. And he's like, "Well, I got to be able to sell it because like, does it have Lajero in it?" I'm like, I mean, I'll tell you, yeah, it's got Lajero in it.
Okay. So, but like, if you got San Andreas, like, let's say you're making purchases, like the factory, first of all, you're not the factory.
Right.
Right. And I'm not the factory.
Right.
So let's say the factory purchases San Andreas pre-industry from a particular buyer. Right. And then that buyer can no longer fulfill that quality that they are used to identifying.
Right.
And then they go and get the San Andreas from somebody else.
Mhm.
Do you think if the factory understands that the quality is the same or pretty fucking close, do you think that the consumer or the brand owner making the purchase is going to say, "Oh, this is different. This is fucking Ho-Chi's bullshit." And you know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I was saying too. Is like, he's like, "Well, people ask, if there's Lajero in it, and they're only going to smoke it if there's Lajero in it." I'm like, dude, maybe 1% of people are going to ask what the actual leaf is, or how much Lajero is in it. I know there's some people that get like a big kick out of like, certain Opus X cigars because they can see the Lajero that's in the foot or whatever. But
whatever,
like,
dude.
99% of consumers, like you're saying,
Right.
they're either not going to know the difference or they're not going to care as long as it's still a high quality product. That
Well, I mean, Lajero is Lajero, right? Like,
Right.
if you buy Lajero from one place or Lajero from another place, as long as the factory knows how to identify the quality, that's
Right.
all that matters.
No, you're exactly
Right?
right. Yeah.
So go ahead.
So yeah. So I mean, and then I finally
so he's fucking with you.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
He's fucking with us. I finally give him a cigar, and he goes, "Shh. It's a little dry. Do you know what a Bovita pack is?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a little bit on the dry side." And the next guy we went to said, "Oh, this is perfect. I like this humidity."
Right.
And I mean, I knew it wasn't dry. Like these were in the humidor.
Right.
I carry them. Usually I do carry a Bovita pack in here, but these were like fresh out of the humidor, so they're ready to go. But yeah, he was just, greater than thou, like, fucking with us all the time.
Bro.
When he said, like, do you know what a Bovita pack was? In my mind, I was like, all right, we can just pass this guy. Like, it's okay.
We're
Nice
done.
meet
Time to
you.
go.
This isn't going to work. Yeah,
Exactly.
This is going to be a waste of time. So who's been the best for you?
Man, actually, so Jimmy's been a really good one.
He's a hell of a guy.
Yeah, Jimmy's gone through boxes since he picked this up.
Yeah.
He
He speaks the world of you guys.
Oh, he does he? That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It does.
Well, we love Jimmy. We always shout out Celery City Cigars. I mean, he and Matt, great people. Jimmy himself, I mean, we've known Jimmy for 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
Great guy. But yeah, he's been moving through boxes. Another good one, actually a really good one, is one in Michigan that we got with.
Yeah.
So they're Albanian as well.
That works.
So that's kind of how we got in contact initially.
That helps. What's
Yeah.
the name of the shop, bro? Plug them, man.
Don Cristo's Cigar Room in Michigan. They're near Detroit.
Okay.
So, and it's a big Albanian community up there. So, it's kind of relatively easier to get in with them.
Right.
But turns out they now have 3 different brands of Albanian cigars.
Really?
Yeah. So a bunch of Albanians are making cigars now, which is
Mm.
crazy. But the good news is, I mean, he's probably,
Will there be some type of war? Will we have a?
I hope not.
Will there be some type of Albanian
of turf
feud?
war?
Yeah.
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But so he probably, within the span of 3 months, I think he went through, like, not exaggerating, I think 20 boxes within 3 months,
That's pretty good.
which is pretty good. And then we asked the customers, and went there and we asked them, like, hey, give us your honest opinion, like, between these 3, which one do you think is the best?
Right.
And the answer was us.
Right.
So as far as quality
That's
goes,
cool.
because they all this, you can put a story behind it. It's about Albania, it's about Skanderbeg, it's whatever. But I mean, the cigar itself, I believe it should be really high quality. It should be enjoyable.
Right.
So he gave us, compliments for that, and we had him try a new blend we're working on. He likes that too. So he told us that for that period of time, he was selling more Besas than like Padrones and all the other stuff he had.
Right.
So I mean, it's exciting to hear stuff like that, and it's motivating.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like having a retailer that's invested with you,
Right, exactly.
is what really makes the big difference.
And we love working with retailers that, like, for example, if we do a cut and light or an event there, they're helping push, hey, these guys are here, go talk to them about their
Right.
cigars. Because sometimes you do an event and it's like, all right, you're on your own.
Right.
Like, there's no, like, hey, go check out these guys.
Right.
You have to really, like...
You like to see that effort.
Exactly, yeah. Because,
Right.
too, like, I mean...
This is what we got going on today. These are
Right.
the guys.
But, too, I mean, it's going to help you as the retailer make money anyway.
Right.
So you might as well get the buzz going and have all these people,
You mean sitting on your ass isn't necessarily a good thing? Just kind of just
not all the time,
yeah, doing nothing. All right. So where do you want? Okay. So how many retailers are you in now? And where do you really want to? Do you have a goal
Mhm.
as far as where you kind of want to see yourself?
Yeah, I think officially we're in 10 retailers officially.
Okay.
So our newest one was actually Blend and Barrel down in
Right.
Stanford. So they picked us up. Our goal, I would say, is I want 50 this year,
Right.
50 more. That's my goal.
So you want a total of 60 by the end of the year.
Right, exactly. And
Okay.
then from there, keep going. And we've learned, the first year was definitely a learning curve for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think every year is going to be kind of a learning curve.
Yeah, this was like, the introduction, like,
Right.
this is how it really works. So now that we know a lot more about how it does work from the wholesaler standpoint, we know different ways on how to be quicker about it, be more efficient about it, like you were saying earlier. Part of the traveling thing too is like, if we're going to go to, let's say Tampa, for example, it's an hour and a half drive. We're not just going to go show up.
It can be an hour and a half.
You're right. It could also be a 3 hour
It could
drive.
be 3 fucking hours, man.
So we call beforehand and say, all right, let's try and get like at least 5 guys to set up like a meeting with.
Right.
So we don't just go and show up unannounced. We try to like set something up ahead of time so they know we're coming. We know the owner or the decision maker is going to be there.
Right.
Because if we're in Orlando, we'll go drive around Orlando
Right.
and show up.
It's easy
no
to
big,
check
it's no
in.
big deal.
Yeah.
Anything outside of an hour, it's like, let's try and set something up. Let's try and at least let them know we're coming. Stuff
And
like
you
that.
solely handle the sales?
No, so Mark and I handle the sales mostly.
Yeah.
Jared is actually getting in on the cigar side. So Jared has been podcasts for the most part.
There's just the muscle.
Jared is the muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 of those guys are muscle.
Yeah.
You've seen them there.
Yeah.
So Jared, we've been training Jared on cigar sales. And then Jared's also great in tech on the back end.
Yeah.
So anything like website related, genius.
I feel like you guys need to just be walking around with like an accent though. Like usual day. You need to talk about.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Please come sit down. Some shit like that. I think would be dope. Palmer likes to add a lot of things to these interviews, by the way.
I'm very busy over here, Michael. This is harder than you think.
It is hard producing. I'm usually the producer, especially when we were first getting started, making sure the cameras are switching and all that. It's hard. I know that.
So how long has your podcast been going?
So we just hit the year mark.
1 year.
Like last week or something.
Last week, and it happens every week. Every week for the most part, right? Yeah.
It happens every week. Recording is different though. I mean, so we'll either record twice in 1 week,
right,
or once. Sometimes we've done like 3 in a week. Nice. Like for example, I had to leave the country for 2 weeks, so it's like, all right, we got to get 4 recorded now,
right,
and then just schedule them. Get them all edited.
And you weren't on some like watch list or something like that. You got to leave the country successfully.
I did get to leave the country.
Yeah,
I did come back. Actually, there was a problem coming back.
Yeah,
because it's always coming back.
It's always coming back.
Always coming back.
It's like, welcome to our country. You're not going to leave.
Right.
I went to Paris, France, because my sister's living there for a year. So as a family, we went to go visit her. And my now fiance and I are trying to come back, and we missed our flight.
Oh, you fucked up.
Because actually, technically, it wasn't our fault. We were in London for like a weekend, and we had to take a train to get back to the airport. And there was a strike for the train operators.
Right.
So that delayed us by an hour, which was like, partially poor planning, but also like that was the hour we needed. So we missed the flight after like 20 people telling us different things. Some lady said, you won't make your flight. You need to get another ticket. I'm like, okay, no problem. Where do I go? Go to this lady. Gets that lady. She's like, you have your tickets in your hand. I'm like, yeah, but she said we're not going to make it. No, go. You'll make it. And I've never been to this airport before. So I'm like, maybe it's not that big. Maybe it's not going to be a chaos.
Right.
It was absolute chaos. It took us an hour and a half to get through everything to get to the gate. So the plane's been gone for like an hour now. And they're like, all right, next flight's not out till tomorrow at like 3 p.m. And I'm like, great.
Boy.
So we go through like 3 different people, same thing. Call Delta, and they were like, and this point it's 3 same day. They're like, oh, they could have put you on a flight at 3 today. You could have just left. I'm like, wow, great. So she's like, let me try. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like now it's too late for sure. Like you have to fly out tomorrow morning though.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. But the whole time, man, I mean, you're speaking to French people,
right?
So they don't really speak English. And every single person I talked to was like, no, you got to go talk to this guy. Get to that guy. No, you got to talk to this guy. So eventually I'm like, listen.
Nobody wants to be bothered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by like the 10th guy, I'm like, you all have the same computer. It's all connected to the cloud. Like you can do anything that guy can do and vice versa.
Right.
So just put me on a new flight.
No, sir, we cannot.
American.
This is France. We do not do that here.
American needs help.
Exactly. They don't care.
I missed a connection in Japan one time, and they wanted to send me to a different airport. And I refused. I wouldn't leave. I had my wife with me, and I refused. So I went upstairs and went counter to counter. Next flight to America. Next flight to America. Next flight to America. Until I finally found one, and we got out that day. And then when I got back, I checked with United. They didn't transfer me to the other airport on United. They were just getting rid of me.
Right.
Yeah. And then I had to deal in Japanese, which I obviously don't speak, at the other airport. Tried to tell them how I got there.
Yeah, their whole thing is we just don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with you. We just want to move you to the next thing.
Check this out. Someone else will solve this shit.
Right. We don't want to talk to this guy.
Get him the fuck out of the airport.
He's very angry. We don't want to talk to him.
So small, white.
Right.
So do they give you brand new tickets, or do you have to buy new tickets?
No. Yeah, so everything there was no extra cost or anything like that.
Oh, I bought new tickets.
Well, Delta is usually pretty good.
Man.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And then I think I explained to them the whole strike thing, and they're like, okay, that was out of your hands. So I think, but I mean, no one really gave me a hard time about it, which is surprising because like I was like, okay, they try to get me to buy a new ticket. Like this is going to be all out war.
You just sort of stuck. I mean,
I was mostly worried about the money. If it took me an extra day to leave, I was like, okay, sure. But if they were going to try and get me to buy a new plane ticket from France, I was going to be like, no, absolutely not.
Right.
I'll drive.
I don't know. I would have been like, what's the next
on
plane?
that train.
I'll pay. What's the next plane? Fuck out of here. I want to go right now.
It was getting to that point though. It definitely was. Oh, the luggage too. Oh my God. So they put our luggage through and I'm like, is our luggage leaving or is it going to go on the next plane? They're like, it's going to go on the next plane. I'm like, cool. Okay. So I'm like, now we need to get a hotel for tonight. So I go to get my bags. I'm like, hey, I need my bags back because we're staying overnight. and I need all my stuff, like my toiletries and everything
Right.
like that, my clothes. I don't want to sleep in the same clothes. And they're like, okay, but your bag's in transit. I don't know where it is. You need to give me like an hour and I'll see if I can find it. I'm like, okay, but it's still here, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And we have a bag tracker.
Yeah, the
It's
air tag or whatever?
Yeah, it's under us. Like,
Right.
it's legitimately under us.
It's
I'm
right
like,
there
how do I
below.
get here?
I'm pinging it and I can hear it.
Exactly. So after an hour, she's like, well, it's still in transit. I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, it's going to be on the next plane. I'm like, I understand that, but it's not on the next plane.
Right.
It's underground.
Take
Like,
me downstairs
it's
with
like
my
down
phone.
the floor. Can we go get it? She's like, I don't know where it is. I can't find it, but it's
Right.
going to be on the next plane. So of course I'm like, that makes no sense, but whatever.
Right.
So I'm sleeping in the clothes that I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
'cause you don't have it.
Bought a toothbrush, you know, all that
Right.
stuff. So, you know,
And she still wanted to marry you after that.
she did actually
Yeah.
because she had to sleep in the same
Okay.
clothes too. So it was like,
Yeah,
fair,
because it's
you
like,
know?
but you know,
We
you,
both
you,
smelled like crap.
you're stuck together for 24 hours. Like shit's not going
True,
right. You
true.
planned this trip. You know, we're not
We're
on the next
visiting
plane.
your family.
Your fucking family. I mean,
Your
It was all
sister would go to
intentional.
school in America.
like,
we wouldn't have this
yeah,
problem.
right.
Right. She's like, fuck this guy.
It was all part of the test though. So if she stuck with me, then it's
That,
okay.
that would have worked out.
that worked
Okay. All right. She gets home. She's like, you're not going to believe this shit. If I can find her on Tinder.
Got a hell of a
Wait a
toast.
second.
She got a hell of a toast at the wedding, though.
Exactly.
Right.
He stuck me in France.
Can
Left
you
me all
believe
alone.
So have you like marked specific, like there were times when I looked at retailers that I really wanted to be
Right.
working with. Have you like said, hey, you know, like these are the guys I really want to work with or whatever the case may be?
Yeah. So we've made like top 3 lists that are in Florida, and then we're
Yeah.
looking at some like out of the state, like who's the biggest in, you know, Michigan, for example, or New
Right.
Jersey. So like JR Cigars, they're Casa de Monte Cristo. That would be a big one. I mean,
I've
they
heard
have,
about them.
they have 20 something.
Well, you can,
places.
but like when it comes to Santa Clara is like the mecca that handles that.
Right. Yeah.
You can like, you don't necessarily, you might be a part of cigar.com
Right. But not
or,
the shop
but not Casa de Monte Cristo
Right, yeah.
and you know, what's funny is I actually took a meeting with Jim is a fucking awesome guy, the guy who runs cigar.com with them. He used to work for Famous. And in the meeting, they go like, all right, so do you want to be in the Casa stores as well? Cause we're looking at starting you at cigar.com. And I said, honestly, I don't want to be in the Casa store.
Mhm.
And the reason why that is because I know that even though they're one of the biggest retailers, if the employees aren't invested and aren't excited about your cigar,
Yeah.
you're going to go in there and you're going to see them. There's going to be fucking dust on them.
Right,
No one's paying
exactly.
attention to the cigars.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking sitting there.
Well, that's too why like a place like Celery City, you know, smaller humidor.
Right.
It's very specialized in like what's in there. So Jimmy only puts, you know, stuff that he likes in there, stuff he knows is good, stuff
Right.
he knows is going to sell, and he knows us personally, so it's easier for him to push it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we've done really good at those smaller lounges
Right.
that know what's up, they know the story, they know it's a good cigar.
Right. They know who you
Push it.
are.
If you get into a cigar or a place like Casa de Monte Cristo, you're absolutely right.
What's
That
this?
humidor is
Oh.
massive. Well, the humidor is massive too, so
Right.
you're competing with 200, 300 other brands
Right.
right off the bat. And a lot of those people too go into those places. They're going in and they're grabbing their Perdomo or the Padron. They know what they're getting.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? Those people come in here as well, and we would say, "Hey, listen, if you really like that, you should really try this."
Right,
Like
exactly.
as a retailer, my job is to educate a consumer.
Yeah.
You know, and if this fits you, you know, there's some Albanian guys that are lunatics that you might really like their cigar, right? Or whatever the case may be.
Right, exactly.
You know, they go to Paris and they want to stay there. I don't, you know,
definitely
like-
have to. Don't go to Paris. You definitely have to have a retailer or have someone there that is promoting
right,
your product or just different products in general.
right,
So like usually when we do an event, it's easier because we're there. We can explain the cigar. We can tell you about it. Like we did an event at Cigars on the Ave, and
oh, Don Patel,
yeah, and it actually did really good. And
I
you know
like Don
that's
Patel.
one place. He's cool.
Yeah.
But that's one place you go to. You're like, you know, the clientele there. It's going to be a harder sell for certain people, but we were able to sell that whole box for their leaf and barrel event. We
Nice.
do a pairing and stuff.
yeah,
So they were impressed with that because you know those guys, depending on the day too, it's hard to get them to not smoke their Padron
Sure.
or their Davidoff.
Who do you like
or
more,
Dragon.
Richard or Dan?
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to know.
So I've known Richard longer. Let's just say
You
that.
know Richard longer?
Yeah, I've known Richard longer.
I think I like Richard a little, slightly more than Dan.
Slightly more than
But
Dan.
Dan's growing on me.
And it's only because I've known Richard longer. Let's say that.
I just think it's because Dan's a Steelers fan. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
Mm.
You know?
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
now I
dude.
do.
He's a big Steelers.
I believe we had Richard on podcast, right?
Yeah, so we did a podcast over there at their place.
At the place.
And Richard was the one that was on there. Don doesn't want to be on the podcast.
Hell no, man.
But he's really cool. Great
Dude,
guy.
Don has helped me out. For longer than I can remember. You know, when we
He's
were
a
just
really genuine guy.
yeah,
He's
like
super
he's
cool.
down to earth,
Yeah.
super chill. You know, and when you're in with him, you're in.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know. So he's always been really cool with me, always taking good care of me.
There was
so.
this was right before we got in, but this was kind of like the point I knew like we were kind of in there. He just got the Atabay Black Ritos in,
right.
like, and that was that day. So we showed up, and I was like, I got to get him. You know, why not? Or
Right.
just get one. You know, so I got one.
Hey,
and
open that door, Palmer.
He was smoking it. So about halfway through, I went up to him, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how do you like it?" And we were talking about that. And
then hit the fan.
okay.
Is it? Jesus, man. Dude, this filtration system is not working like it used to.
We don't normally have 4 guys smoking at the same time.
That's how ours is starting to get. We got to replace the filters and maybe get a second one.
He says he replaces the filters. I think he got some Alibaba shit or something. I don't know.
Oh, I bought a new filter, but we probably that machine was the one that used to be in the church next door.
Right.
It's probably 5-6 years old.
Man, my eyes are watering. My eyes never water.
Should see how it looks
Sorry.
on camera. Look like a fog.
Yeah, now that you pointed it out, I'm like,
Right.
So anyway, Mike,
We're gonna get goggles.
yeah.
We're gonna get goggles for interviews moving forward, dude. Holy shit!
Hey, when he puts an exhaust fan in the ceiling or something.
Oh yeah, let's have Boots do that.
Oh, there's an
and then
electrician.
just send
It'll
it
take
Take
straight
another
up.
6 months.
It'll take
Send it into the lounge, and then they can.
Yeah, they'll never notice.
It'll be their problem.
But anyway,
so go ahead.
So I'm
Sorry.
talking to Don, and we're talking about the Atabay, and he goes, "Oh, have you tried the new Alfonsos yet?"
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, I did. I wasn't super impressed with them compared to like the original one. I thought the original one was fantastic, and the new one I wasn't a fan of." And he was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, I got to get that out of my head now before I smoke it. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I didn't mean it."
He didn't have it yet.
And he's like, "No, it's okay. Like, but, because a couple people have already told me that, but since you said it, now it actually means something.
Oh,
Because
nice.
these other guys, like, they don't really, it's whatever. But
Right.
now that you said it, because
So
you
you're a
kind of,
cigar guy.
you know what's going on. Yeah, we're the cigar guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, now that you said it,
Literally in the cigar.
I kind of, I got to really try to take it out of my head. So I was like, okay, at least there's some respect there,
Right.
in terms of you actually kind of know somewhat what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, genuinely, I don't, but, as long as he thinks that.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Well, we talked about this with your brother too. I mean, like when you're actually in the industry, when it's your product, and when you know the process of how it gets blended and what the blend is.
Well, I want to know exactly if it was Ligero and if Gonzalez and what year did Gonzalez make the Ligero?
25%. But when you know the product, when it's your product, and when you know how, at least to a general understanding of how the industry works on that end,
Right.
You can't just let people like tell you their opinion about it, especially
Right.
if they're not in it.
Right.
If you've got a guy that's been going to the cigar lounge for 15 years, you might think he knows something about it, but he just smokes the cigars.
Right.
So, you got to take it with a grain of salt depending on who you get your advice from.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's always good to have that guy, though. That guy who's been in the lounge for 15 years smoking
Of
your
course.
cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you get, you can hook that dude up and that guy feels like, hey, these guys are awesome. I could tell you that when I have done specific events, there have been times where guys buying a cigar.
Mhm.
And for me, it's I take no prisoners, man. We're talking to every single person that comes in this place. If they don't know about the event, we're going to tell them about the event.
Yeah.
We're going to tell them about the products, and we're going to figure out what they smoke and see what we can give them that I think they'll like better. Right? There's this guy, and he had a brand cigar in his hand. And for me personally, I don't think that is a really good cigar. I think it's more lower quality, more higher production, without like really kind of throwing out a name. And I said, hey man, listen, if you really like that, I think that you're going to love this cigar. And the guy's like, no, I don't really want to try that cigar. I'm like, okay. And so like, I kept going like, so how long have you been smoking? Right? Like how long has that cigar been your cigar? And he's like, oh, I've been smoking this for 3-4 years. And like, this is the one thing I'm going to smoke. And like, I've always liked to smoke the cigar and blah, blah, blah. Like he's just relentless. I'm like, all right, well, listen, if you want, I really think you should try this. And, and we went back and forth for, I don't know, it felt like forever.
The entire event.
Yeah. And, eventually he just said, he just flat out said no. And he goes, he's like, I'm sorry, man. I really just don't want it. And this is my cigar. And blah, blah, blah. So he goes to register and he goes to buy a cigar. And he rings up the cigar and he made his transaction, whatever. And right when he's done, I walk out and say, hey, listen, take my cigar. Take my cigar with you.
No one says no to a free cigar.
Right.
Exactly.
Smoke my cigar. I promise you, it's 10 times better than the cigar you're fucking smoking. He's like, okay, man, thanks, dude. That was really nice of you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I leave. And then I hear from the retailer. I talked to him about 2 months later. He goes, you know that guy that you did that to? And I said, yeah. He goes, he buys by the box. He comes in every month and he always re-ups the box.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking A, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And he's one of those guys, one of those regulars guys that's always set in his ways, doing the same thing. So if you can convince some of those dudes to try something and get kind of out of their realm, and if you really feel like your cigar fits their profile, dude, I mean, that's how you build your consumers.
Because a lot of times too, like in that instance, he just doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
like,
have to tell
right.
people, especially at an event too, if people walk in and you're standing there, they're still not going to know.
Right.
Until you introduce yourself and, but two, it's a great point because there's certain people, some of the lounges we go to, we've given them like a few of our cigars and be like, hey, just smoke it, try it, see what you like. And they like it. So it's like, okay, I'll give you, every time I see you, I'll give you one. And, whether it's like a popular guy that a lot of people know and a lot of people respect.
Right.
So if they see him smoking it, they're like, oh, what is that? And then the buzz gets started.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, he's smoking it. So,
we're going to try that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's like, oh, it is a good cigar.
Right.
And then that's how you kind of get the sales going.
Cool. All right. So how can people find you? Let's plug I know that you said that you're big on the TikTok and stuff like that.
TikTok?
Yeah. So,
So-
plug all that. And
Yeah, we've
wrap this
got,
up real quick.
thecigarguys.com/socials. Everything's on that page. You can
Mhm.
find everything there. You can also go directly to besacigar.com to check that out as well. All our stuff's going to be on, thecigarguys.com. You can find the cigars. You can find all the social media on there. The
Okay.
podcast as well. Everything's there.
Perfect. So even if retailers want to reach out to you, they can just go there.
Same thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything links together. So you'll be able to find it. Whatever you're looking for, whether it's podcasts, whether it's cigars, you'll be able to find it on there.
All right. Perfect, man. So, oh man, the camera response is so remarkable today.
I know what I'm doing over here.
Oh my goodness.
It's not Phil watching the show, not paying attention to what's going on.
He's a veteran.
It's incredible. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having us.
I
Thank you
really
for having us.
appreciate you guys coming out.
Absolutely.
And, I
Again,
continue-
sorry about all the rescheduling.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's totally on us.
I forgive you.
The saying is "Don't be sorry, be better." That's what I like to say. So, again, I apologize for kind of moving things around, and I'm glad that we finally got to get it together and
Absolutely.
get it work. And we've got to have you back on again. I want to continue to kind of track your progress in the industry,
Of course.
and as you get a little more jaded, I want to get some more of that because I really feel like that, being open and honest about some of those things really kind of shows the world.
We'll try and get like Zach or Mark on here too, because they're better at remembering the bad stuff. I try to forget it. But
Yeah.
they'll have some
you block
stories
it
for
out?
you.
Or you're like Vince McMahon.
It's not on purpose either. I just I don't know. I just like to focus on the good stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
for sure. No, and then obviously you guys are welcome to come on ours too. So.
Yeah, man, we're totally down. Just
Yeah.
say when, and we'll set it up.
Okay, tomorrow.
All right.
I'm just
All right,
kidding.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow's not good for us. We'll have to reschedule.
When
No,
do
we'll make it happen,
when do you guys record?
Usually it's Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're flexible.
And are you
Daytime or nighttime? Is there a certain time of day you guys?
Like 6.
6 at night?
But again,
Okay.
flexible. If you have to do like a morning on a weekend or whatever,
Okay.
we'll talk about it.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, thanks again for coming on, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. The Cigar Hustlers podcast, its owners, and its sponsors take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements are show
The
knowledge
number
and not
one
necessarily
cigar
beliefs of
podcast in the
like-minded
world
or the
is
podcast
a
is
Cigar
provided
Hustlers
between talk show
podcast.
hosts. Intention to lie,
Even
insult,
I,
or hurt
Jesus,
anyone's feelings.
listen to the
Rights
number
to
one
the
cigar
show host,
podcast
Mike,
every
Kevin,
Tuesday.
with any feedback or
Everyone
suggestions
should
that you
listen
have.
to the word
These
of a
broadcasts
Cigar
presented and
Hustlers
made public
podcast
as
as they
entertainment in the hope
are
that they
number
will benefit.
one in the industry. Amen.